gotta, and forgive me for missing this, we gotta give mother credit to Soul Ruka, okay? I'm putting this in the intro of my video because I forgot to mention this during the women's section, but Soul Ruka really liked that. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Before we get started, I do gotta apologize. The middle background, I still gotta clean up everything. It's still a little bit messy. However, the lighting, and I apologize. We gotta talk about this Royal Rumble. Now, I may not be the most articulate or the most well-versed in explaining things. I just often have conversations with a lot of my friends and a lot of you guys in the chat, and we just like to go off on tangents and just, we kind of stray away, just like what I'm doing now. But we gotta talk about the Royal Rumble because, like, this is becoming a routine of habit, of just disappointment. And I just want to tip my hat off first to the ladies. I understand Saudi's very strict. They got some real strict rules. But man, one, their outfits were incredible to me. I think they had their persona all over them outfits, and I think they were way better put together than they were the last previous years. We've seen progress. Also, their Royal Rumble, to compare to the men's, was fantastic. Yeah, there could have been some other spots in the ring. We could have seen certain superstars. We thought we was going to get some legends. We didn't see everyone that we thought. But look, the outcome was Liv, of course. And I think compared to like Tiffany and who were the last four, I would have rather it be Liv. Like, Tiffany as champion, I try to give it a chance, and I realized the promos was weak. Maybe she wasn't ready. Maybe they put the title on her early. But when Liv, got that opportunity after Rhea got injured, a lot of people, including myself, was like, oh, hell no. And guess what? I became a fan. She was better. She was really good. And I think it goes with her personality. Like, she's a flirt with Dominic, but she's also like devious. She's very sneaky. She got that whole vibe, and I feel like a little bit is really a part of who she is. It's why she mastered that whole character. Now, it was kind of cool because she threw Raquel over. Like, she sneakily like threw Raquel over while getting others over, and she laughed about it. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen with their relationship. But just the overall, I was really pleased to see compared, and they had their spots really well put together. I think Bayley probably got hoed a little bit. Bayley, I think she's been getting hoed a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I've been saying this. Becky Lynch got thrown out kind of early, and I was very shocked because when you see like Kairi Sane, forgive me if I said her name wrong, but her being like one of the last few, like I would have expected Becky to be one of the last ones and them to all brawl it out. But no, it didn't end up like that. I also noticed that the crowd in Saudi, and I don't want to be that guy. And look, if you want to be that person and want to be like, oh, look, not everything has to be this, look, that's okay. You guys know I come from a place where I truly love to like learn, understand. I love reading from my audience. I love understanding their opinions and how they feel. For a very long time, my audience, on stream or in some of the comments, would oftentimes voice that Triple H, it comes off like he's a little bit, thing against having like black wrestlers like really thrive and don't really put them on, and there's so much talent there, and I agree to a certain extent. But there was also and when I say I agree to a certain extent, I agree that there's a lot of like black talent that's just really fucking good. Like Montez Ford, I don't want to even shit on Angelo Dawkins, like I think he's fucking nice too, but like there's talent that should definitely get like their shine, like they deserve it. But my audience oftentimes was like, hey man, Saudi a little bit like iffy. When Bianca Belair one time came out, they booed her, and she was the most liked wrestler. She was so over everywhere around the world. And then I started seeing a little bit of clips, and I was like, damn. Lash Legend comes out, and I noticed, and this is not about, but she's a heel, she's supposed to get booed. I noticed like there's a different way the internet wrestling community or just the wrestling fans really react to certain things. And even the love for the heels, you can see it, you can feel it, you can understand it. I've seen them like even cheer for guys like Logan, but like Lash Legend, like Logan don't get cheers. Nobody fucking likes Logan. We love his highlights, but we don't fucking like Logan, like regardless. But when Lash Legend came out, there was some like really like energy kind of shifted. And I even noticed it with Selena Vega. And I just think like the crowd might be on some shit, but low key, it's whatever. I don't want to take it there. I'm mentioning it now because I would love to hear y'all thoughts on this, on what I'm basically saying. But I think Lash Legend is phenomenal. I think she had great spots. I think she had her moment too. She had debuted her moments of like throwing people over and going crazy. So I want to like really give her props for that too. I think a lot of the ladies had their moments. It was fantastic. When we move on over, I think it was AJ Styles and Gunther, right? I know I'm tired of this Gunther shit. I'm telling y'all right now. Look, I don't know about y'all. I'm sick of this shit. They're forcing this whole Gunther retiring legends, and it's nowhere near comparable to Randy Orton being a legend killer. At that time that Randy Orton was that legend killer, yeah, there was people that didn't even fuck with Randy at the time, but there was also a thing where he wasn't necessarily retiring people or adding it to their retirement. So what I was saying was, look, I don't care if Gunther puts belt to ass on people, but don't let it be like these people's last matches because it's so underwhelming. I feel like it's not exciting to watch. I hate when people be like, yo, but that's the whole point. No, that's not the point. We don't watch wrestling for it to be underwhelming. If John Cena was to lose, we want to see that there was a match put up, there was a fight put up. Damn, man, I'm so sad he retired and he lost. Not an underwhelming performance. Gunther, in this case, AJ Styles did not tap out. He basically got unconscious. I don't know if he retired or not because he put the gloves down, then picked the gloves back up and started doing his shit. So hopefully he didn't. But like, that shit is unnecessary. And I'm going to carry this conversation over shortly to the next thing. But we also saw Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. Now, that match, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I talked throughout my whole stream on that because I could care less. Like, and look, this is me. I think Sami Zayn is a hell of a performer. Like, I think he's one hell of a performer. I think he's fucking fantastic. He knows how to get the crowd going. This is just the wrestling fan in me. I'm so sick of his fucking intro song. I'm so sick of fucking baby faces, the way they carry themselves. So maybe that's just me. Hey, I'm guilty of it. But also, he's always getting his fucking ass whooped. If you're going to keep putting him in these scenarios, y'all got to have this motherfucker win. If you're going to have him turn heel, have him turn heel. But stop putting him in places where he's getting fucked up. Because then the fans like myself be so tired of it. We're like, yo, I don't want to see him always get these moments. Y'all keep holding him. So that's just a fan of me. I'm sorry. Now let's get to the main other shit. Because again, I don't explain things right. I just talk the way I talk. The men's Royal Rumble was one of the most smacked in the face, most jaw-dropping bullshit I've ever seen. First and foremost, Obafemi. Again, now my chat got me riled up because I'm like, I want to see how the crowd reacts to some of the black wrestlers. They didn't really, they cheered for the men. I'll say that right now. Trick came out there with yelling out, whoop that Trick. Even with Lash Legend, they screamed out, whoop that Trick. So like, they're familiar with shit. They're familiar with who these people are. I just feel like with the ladies, they're a little bit fucked up. They're a little disrespectful. I'm gonna be honest. But Obafemi comes out. I hear some cheers. I hear it. Obafemi, this is his moment. My chat called it. I called it. We said Brock Lesnar, when he comes out, Obafemi has to throw him out. Brock Lesnar, I knew he was going to come in, suplex city everybody, and he was going to have that one-on-one moment with Brock Lesnar. That's what's supposed to happen. And I was more in favor of Oba throwing him out after they brawl it up. Now, before we get to that part, Braun Breaker comes out in the beginning. Because he comes out in the beginning, somebody in a hoodie, which I think is actually Austin Theory, and then I think Austin Theory is working with Seth Rollins. Like, that's what my chat said, but I also believe it. Austin Theory, whoever comes out and fucks up Braun Breaker before he gets to enter, and as soon as he enters, Oba throws him out. When that happened, I told myself there's no way this is going to be an ass Royal Rumble. Some of the top guys that people would like to see win just got thrown out. So as the Royal Rumble continues to proceed, look, I know I'm going to be skipping ahead, but we're just talking about the main problem that I'm having. Trick comes out. Javon Evans comes out. Whoop that. That shit was gas. The only thing missing was Booker T. I swear to God, we needed him as the ad-libs. That shit was gas. Like, the crowd was going crazy over it. Javon Evans got his little pops, but they were going to feel it. They were going to see Javon Evans perform. They were going to know who he was by the end of the night. And absolutely, they seen how the fuck he move. Javon Evans got love in Saudi. They're going to definitely recognize who he is the next time they come out there. Because that dude could motherfucking move in the ring. That young ass dude got it. So, everything happening, even Iguana coming out. Some of the Hispanic wrestlers, like, they're just not familiar with it. But they're familiar with only people who got aura. Okay. Now, One of the surprises were for the men that I was just like, okay, were Royce Keys, which is Powerhouse Hobbs. I know his name, Royce Keys, is a very near and dear special name for him because I think it's one, I think his son, but also Keys from like his late mother. And forgive me if I got it wrong, but I know it's relatable to something very near and dear to him. But I was happy to see him make his debut because I just know, one, I know he was going to go all the way, but he was going to definitely like make sure that people feel it, like they know who he is. And I just pray that he's able to showcase who he is on the main roster. And when we get to like the regular shows, he comes in, okay, he gets a little bit of like love, very little, but and I think to the most part when they seen the Powerhouse Hobbs name. But again, I don't know if Saudi's very up on everybody. La Parka, Mr. Iguana, Chad Gable, Americano all came out, and I think only Americano was the one who got like a little bit of love. Mr. Iguana, people started laughing after he came in because, you know, as funny as he is, he uses the iguana, he hits people with it, he acts like he's dead when he gets slammed, like it's funny shit. But they didn't know half of those wrestlers. I can't blame them, but they're not up on that. Those were like the surprise guests. LA Knight came out, crowd goes crazy. Now, I don't remember now the spots where people came in. I do know Logan Paul came in number 20. Just know this. Every time when Brock Lesnar finally came in, every single time Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi had their face-to-face, Brock Lesnar even looked at it like, let's get it. Let's go. Let's do this. It's like they were so off. The time kept going 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I think it happened like 2 or 3 times. So they never had their like moment. They had like a little moment, like a little, but it was, and then the next person came out. And it was just so ass to me. And Oba Femi throwing people over. Man, he fucking people up. This is his moment. And Brock is so, people still love Brock or hate Brock, whatever. But he is known now to help put people over regardless. The fact that they didn't put that in the writing and creative decided after the 2 to 3 times where they did not get their moment because the timer kept going down, the camera angles was ass. He throws over Logan Paul. When the hell does Oba turn around and give that much of a shit that Logan has to be eliminated that he walked up to his hand? I mean, walked up to the ropes to try to break off his hands. That was so stupid. And then Brock comes up behind him and flips him over. That was dumb. When the fuck was that ever a thing? Oba been throwing people around the ring the whole time. He never double checked them. He just threw and went on to the next one. Or for surely threw somebody over. I'm like, this was so dumb. You let Brock throw him over. Now, if you let him throw him over because I got a match with them two coming up soon, cool. Also, I wouldn't have mind if you threw over Oba Femi if they would have had if they threw over Oba because if they would have had their moment and they were fighting it out, and maybe Oba might have lost, you know, in ring against Brock and then got thrown out. They didn't even have a real fight, bro. They didn't even get their moment in the ring. Then the camera angles are so garbage. Brock Lesnar gets thrown out from an angle camera, or maybe I'm bugging, by LA Knight and Cody. And I'm like, if you're gonna do that, you should have had LA Knight and Cody throw out Oba Femi instead and had Brock already thrown out. Who the fuck wrote this in creative? This was ignorant. This is stupid. Then they throw out LA Knight. Everyone has been wanting LA Knight to get his moment, son. What are y'all doing? Y'all threw out LA Knight. They've been waiting for him to finally get his moment. And y'all got him eliminated. Now, maybe I'm not too clear. I'm not giving too much detail, or I'm not remembering how things went. Forgive me. But I think the only, and then Jey Uso comes out, theme song, all that other shit. I'm so sorry to say this. It just looks so sad. It looks so sad. One, Jimmy wasn't there, but it looks so sad to me. Because Jey Uso comes out, and the only thing when I look at him, the only thing I see in him is just he got the theme song. He ain't got no badges, no attributes, no accolades on him in that ring. He not doing shit. He gets thrown out the ring after. But the only valid throw out that I thought was good was Cody Rhodes, because his throw out was from somebody who's outside of the Rumble and did not want him to even have an opportunity to fight at the main event WrestleMania against him or whoever. Drew McIntyre runs it, Claymore's him. That was valid. The way that was. Whoever wrote that in, that was valid. Randy Orton comes in and he got Javon Evans, he hit him with the RKO. He's doing all his moments, but I even feel like his moment, because the crowd's reaction wasn't looked at as crazy. You know, they always gonna give moments. Logan Paul. Nobody's looking to see Logan Paul wrestle for that long, bro. We just looking for you to do a highlight moment when you did it with Ricochet, when you jump over the whole thing. There was no crazy moment with him. Not even with him and Javon. But then what threw me off is then Randy Orton gets thrown out. All these people get thrown out. Obviously, Roman Reigns is now in there. And then there's like a four-way. This is what throws me off. There's 4 men left. And honorable mentions, like, of course, having Penta and all of them. Ray Phoenix came out, Dragon Lee, everybody who came out, man, they had their moments and stuff like that. What bothered me the most was not only, it was Randy Orton, Roman Reigns to be the last part of the last 4. They had Logan Paul. And then the most stupidest shit in the world, bro. Gunther. He was able to have an entrance or an entrant. He was an entrant or he was able to have an entry after having a singles match with AJ Styles. And so I told myself, if he was to win this Royal Rumble, I swear to God, I would probably stop watching wrestling for a while. Because at this point, I feel like WWE is starving to get somebody else other than who truly, really do be having talent. Not saying Gunther don't have talent, but they forcing shit. There was no point in having Logan as one of the last 4. I would have rather Jey Uso. If we're going to take it there, I'd rather have Jey Uso. You know why? Because when he was doing his theme song with Roman turns around and hits him. You know what I'm saying? Then Jey tried to throw him over. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had their little ones real quick. I would have okay with that. But Gunther? Not Gunther. Gunther and Logan. That was so fucking dumb. It could have been LA Knight. It's so bad I would have rather had The Miz than Logan Paul because The Miz was still one of like the last 6. This was so stupid. I'm glad Roman won. I would have loved to see Randy Orton win. I would have loved to see him win. But I'm glad Roman won. There's been some real whack shit going on with WWE these last 2 years. And you know what? We got to give it back to the guy who put numbers on the board. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, give us back Roman, bro. And please don't be part-time. But this was so stupid the way it was choreographed, the way it was filmed. The cameras was like really off-putting. The crowd, I can't even be mad. The crowd was giving, they loved where they felt it mattered. Even though sometimes I was like, yo, they don't know who's out here right now. Like they don't know. Trick getting thrown out kind of early. Javon got thrown out after Oba. Like I think those guys had their moments. They had their they had their little moments in the ring. And I loved it. But yo, there's something wrong here. And look, I may not be the best person to explain this shit, but as a fan, yo, y'all should know where I'm coming from. This shit was stupid. I'm glad Roman won. The fact that Jacob Fatu came in and didn't even get to do that whole yada the main shit, meaning like he didn't even get to really whip no ass. Normally he jumping off ropes and shit, doing the shit he doing. The one that was fired was the Javon Evans when he threw him up in the air. He caught him, stood like that, and then slammed him. Perfect. That shit was beautiful. Shout out to Javon Evans for taking these bumps. He's fucking amazing. And I pray to God they don't ruin him, yo. That shit really got me tight, bro. I'm sorry. But like, yo, like you gotta give respect to those guys who help put highlights on the board. But the shit that they wrote in here, and forgive me for missing this. We gotta give motherfucking credit to Sol Ruka, okay? I'm putting this in the intro of my video because I forgot to mention this during the women's section, but Sol Ruka really like that. And they need to stop playing. She fucking nice. With all that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll get better at explaining and getting into topics like this if you guys want me to, while adding all my gameplay stuff. But man, that shit had me hot. I was on hots the whole time. Like, how pissed off I was. And then on top of that, Braun Breaker got eliminated that early. We didn't even get to see a moment with him, son. They wasted the moment. Yeah, Bronson Reed got in the ring. You had Logan Paul. Then you had Austin Theory, who came out. We know it was you, asshole. But Braun Breaker didn't Braun Breaker didn't get his moment. Like, not saying he's been in the roster, obviously, but like, we look for Braun Breaker to hit motherfuckers with spears in this ring. Y'all wasted that with this fucking bullshit writing of creative when y'all could have had him in there applying some pressure. Y'all could have had him applying pressure. Y'all got him out in the first go about. If you're going to get somebody like that, who's regarded to be like, who's going to be giving us moments, if you're going to do that, then we were expecting some phenomenal shit. What a letdown. I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's your boy 3MG and I'm out. Peace.